What's up, guys? Okay, I want to clarify one thing. I said in my previous videos that I would take my videos more seriously. I don't mean I'm going to be like, alright, hello, my name is Fenrir. No, I mean like I'm actually going to think and plan and not just be like, let's do a random video. I'll still do that, but I'll actually start putting stuff. I'll start dealing with lighting in the back. I'll start adjusting things and trying to make everything nicer. Anyways, that's not what we're here for today. Today is Anime Fridays number 3. And it's going to be a 2-part, so it's basically 3 plus 4. Not 7, but 3 and 4. Not 3 plus 4, because that makes 7. Not there yet. A couple more weeks. Just wait. So, how this works is I will be talking about today. I'll be talking about Bleach. Most everybody should know this one already. And Code Geass. And quite a few people I know do know this one. When you run into someone who doesn't, most of them, for the longest time, I had never actually watched Code Geass. And my friends were like, "What the hell, man? Why didn't you watch it? It's so cool, it's so good. What the hell's wrong with you? You're an anime fan, but you haven't watched Code Geass?" That's how I think my friends sound. But no. For the longest time I had not watched Code Geass. It's actually very, very good. I have yet to finish the series, so I don't know how it ends. So I can't spoil you with the ending, don't worry. But it's really enjoyable, very intense, very like, the art is very strong, the colors are very good, and like, the story, it really pulls you in and makes you want to know more and makes you want to see what this guy does. And by this guy, I mean Lelouch. So his name is Lelouch, and he's a student at his school, and he ends up with this like special power in his eye, and that power, what it does is it basically allows him to sort of like change your thought process. He goes and morphs what you're thinking and basically controls you, and you follow out what he has asked you to do. And so it's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna go any more on how that works, but the story is really good, very intense. Like, it really pulls you in, and like there's tons of action, and they have mechs and stuff that they use in combat to fight, because there's like the rich and the poor, and like the poor are fighting to survive, and the rich are just like, hey, you're in our way, get out. And so they end up using giant like mechs, not like Gundam, but like kind of like Gundam, but mixed with, but they're more like slick, I guess you can say. Like, they're more lean and compact in a sense. I don't think they're as large as Gundams, but they're very powerful. They're armed with tons of weapons, and they're very fast. They're more mobile. There we go. If a Gundam was a soldier, these guys are gymnasts with guns. So that's how that works. Yeah, they're gymnasts with guns, but they're cool. So if you haven't seen Code Geass, most everybody usually has, but if you haven't, check it out. It's worth it. If you're like me, where you haven't just gotten around to it because you've been too busy with other stuff or other animes, once you finish the next series you're watching, stop what you're doing, watch Code Geass. It is worth it. It is really good, and there are supposed to be multiple seasons from my understanding as well. I'm almost completely done the first. I haven't finished it, so the ending piece I haven't seen, but it is super good. I would totally suggest watching it. I would probably give Code Geass, I would probably say 8.8. Code Geass is almost a 9 for me, because it really drags you in. Very good. Anyways, I won't do my usual ramble on where I repeat myself 50,000 times. I will go on to the second one we are doing today, and that is Bleach. Mind you, both Code Geass and Bleach were in the comments of my previous video. So I do not just like spout out random stuff. I do actually completely go by what is written on the comments. So at the end of this video, comment what you want for next Friday, and that will be the next video. Alright, Bleach is one of my favorites. As you can see, I actually have a Bleach sweater that I ordered from very far away. It is freaking awesome. I love it. So, I have my Bleach sweater specifically for this. Okay, so, basically, Bleach, you follow Kurosaki Ichigo. And he's this, like, punk with orange hair, and everyone usually assumes he's dyed it, but he hasn't. It's his normal hair, and he, basically what happens, he's a regular Joe, but then ends up being tossed into a world of Soul Reapers. And no, not your regular Grim Reaper with the come kill you with a scythe. No, not those. Badass, like, spirit dudes and chicks with, like, swords, which they call Zanpakuto. And these Zanpakuto have the ability to transform and ascend when you've learned their name. So they transform into these crazy, like, really, like, sick, different types of weapons. Like, some of them don't even look like swords anymore. Like, one dude ends up with, like, a twin-bladed scythe. And, like, another guy, his sword is, like a square half kind of thing. They get pretty creative with their weapons. But Ichigo, he gets tossed into this world of Soul Reapers. And so ends up becoming a Soul Reaper himself. And throughout the story, he's basically trying to protect his town, his home, Karakura town. Anime is really well drawn. In the beginning, the drawings they're not bad. They're pretty good. They're alright. But if you watch from the very beginning and you see all the progress throughout, like, you're gonna see the art. Like, it slowly changes, but it's like it's a straight up slope. Like, there's no like time where it just drops down and gets really shit again and then goes up. No, the art is just fantastic and it gets better and better and better and better. And if you read the manga, look at the first book, then look at the book they're on now. Like, look at like book 60 or more, or anything like that. If you look at book 1 and book 60, there is a massive freaking difference between those two books. I'll pop it up. As you just saw, it's like, what the fuck? Like, Tikubo improves like crazy. So if you like the art and you haven't watched it yet, which is almost impossible, check it out. It's super good. I would easily give Bleach a 9.5. It is hands down one of my favorites. Tons of action, tons of character development, tons of like story content, and in the anime, I will warn you, there are fillers. Fillers are the most annoying fucking thing in the universe. Some of the fillers are okay. You don't even notice some of them. Some of them give a little side story here and there that makes sense. Some of them is just like, what are you doing? So if I'm not talking about fillers, like excluding fillers, I will give Bleach 9.5. For no fillers, 9.5. With the fillers, I would have to drop it down probably to 8.5 because the fillers are really annoying. Especially, like, it just doesn't make sense sometimes at all what they do with them. So 8.5 with fillers, 9.5 without fillers. If you haven't checked it out already, which 99% people have, check it out. And if you've given up on it, don't. It gets better. If you have yet to read the manga, it gets better. But if you're reading it now, keep freaking reading. I guarantee you. But alright. So we have Code Geass with 8.5. And we have Bleach 8.5 with filler. and a 9.5 without filler. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Anime Fridays. I will see you all laters. And we'll do another laters because it's 2.